This podcast contains potentially adult language, adult themes, definitely drinking, and possibly sexual context. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Drinking with Authors, the literary briefs edition. I can't even talk anymore. Literary briefs edition. I'm going to watch the words I say. If you listen to the last podcast, you understand why. And Chelsea's not swallowing and she's going to choke. So my co-host today is C.R. Rice, maybe if she survives this particular introduction. And our guest today is K. Alex Walker. Having to endure this because she's not on the same page quite with us. Okay, let's drink wise. I'm going to talk about what I'm drinking first, which is from our sponsor, Skunk Brothers Spirits. It's called Sweet 45 Cherry Cordial, and I was drinking it in cherry limeade just a little bit, but I finished that, so now I'm just having a little bit straight. It's pretty awesome straight. I wish I actually have ice. Never mind. I'm just going to pour it over the ice, and I'm going to drink it with a straw. Like a boss right here is what's happening. Okay, I don't know if I'm proud of myself at this moment, but Sarah, what are you drinking?
You gotta take it while you can. Oh God, I am drinking cranberry vodka.
You had to think about that for a minute.
I did. I couldn't remember. I don't know. We have breaks, which hides how many I've actually ingested. So I had to think about my flavor profiles. Yeah,
so great today.
The same thing.
Okay, and K. Alex, I know that you're the sober one of the three of us right now. So what are you drinking?
Just a Crystal Light strawberry, diet drink, I guess. It's okay.
Are you regretting not having vodka in it at this particular moment?
I don't have any. We just had the holidays, so.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The only reason I have stuff is because Skunk Brothers Spirits sent me many boxes, and it's amazing. Their stuff is amazing. I highly recommend it. There will be a coupon code in the notes. I will make sure I post it, but they are super amazing. Support them. They're a veteran-owned business here in Washington. Here, I'm not in Washington. They're in Washington. It's totally fine. I'm going to move on to the rapid fire questions. We'll see how this goes today. This is
we are knocking it out.
I am. Okay.
So good.
We're super special today. Okay, the first question for you, my darling, is what is your favorite book of all time?
Probably when I was a kid. It's Matilda. I don't have one as an adult, but yeah, Matilda when I was a kid.
Why was Matilda your favorite book?
My lonely existence as a child. It resonated with me. So yeah.
Well, I don't
know if it's appropriate to laugh at that because I feel bad, but at the same time I got caught so off guard.
No,
I didn't.
That was adorable, actually. What is your least favorite book?
I don't know. I don't think I have a book that I can remember. I know there are books that I've read and I'm like, I'm never going to read this again, but I don't remember what they were called. So I can't think of one. Maybe we can come back to that one. I can't think of one.
You're asking two drunk people to come back to a question. That's not gonna happen. Things that aren't.
What is your favorite underrated book or movie?
It's not necessarily underrated. It's just I don't know a lot of people that have watched it. It's called Chocolat, and it's got
I love that movie.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't know a lot. Now you know more people that have watched it. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I bought the DVD. That's how much I love that movie. Back when we used to buy DVDs, which people don't do anymore, and hope to God Amazon never goes out of business because everybody's movies are on there.
It'll be gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on Netflix now.
Devastating.
Yes.
I like it. I haven't heard. The last time I thought of that movie was probably when I was a teenager. But like now that you said it, I'm like, oh my God, I have to watch that.
The reason I remembered it is because it's on Netflix now, and it came up on my feed, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's one of my favorites.
You're like, oh,
Awesome.
hello, you. I turn you on. Turn off the lights. It's gonna be nice. I have a date with this movie here. Okay, we've all had dates with movies. I'm just gonna say that. There are some movies we all never mind. Yes. Just gonna say that. That's happening.
I
Okay.
feel like we're crossing that line.
What line? It's an adult podcast.
I don't know. That's why I'm searching. I'm looking from last.
Let me
in the
know when
word
you find that line,
we're
Chelsea.
throwing out there. Got it. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep looking.
So, what is your favorite book to movie or TV show?
Probably Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings and not The Hobbit, right?
I haven't watched The Hobbit, but that's one of the really, really well done like book to movie series.
I agree with you. The Hobbit was not.
Okay, Erica. Listen.
No, this is not your podcast. You cannot go on a tangent. It is not yours. Okay, Alex Walker's podcast. So you know what? You can fight with me about this at another time, not on somebody's podcast. So
Deal.
there.
I'm gonna
Make a
pencil
note
it
of
into
it.
my calendar.
You just scheduled that in, okay?
I'm gonna schedule that in.
You schedule
I'm
it.
gonna schedule
Or
that in.
schedule it. Hey, you gotta ask a question now, Chelsea. You got yourself all hot and bothered, and then
I know. I'm so upset right now. What is your favorite weird food combination?
As a picky eater, I don't know. I don't really.
Or what's a weird food that you eat that other people like freak out about?
Fish eyes.
I'm sorry, what?
what? How did we get here? How did we get here? What the hell just happened? Where did you just take us, CR? What the hell? Are we brewing and casting spells? What is going on here?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because I don't eat them with anything, so I couldn't think of a combination. But it's like, because
I'm sorry,
you know, like,
you eat fish eyes?
What?
yes.
Like, where did you get that from?
fish
Where
eyes?
did you get those?
So a lot of like in my culture, we usually cook whole fish, and
Okay.
for some reason, I was like, I wanted to try the eye, and I ended up liking it, and yeah.
So like on a Saturday night and you're sitting in your house, like where do you find that at?
On
Is
the
it like
fish.
caviar
Chelsea,
where
pay
you-
attention.
No, but like is it like caviar where you go and like you buy little like fish eye bottles or something? Or do you
No.
have to actually like buy a whole fish just
Yeah.
to get 2 eyes?
Well, you buy
Well,
the
that's
whole fish.
unsatisfactory.
You cook it. And
She
then you
cooks
scoop
the
eye out.
fish and likes the eyes while she's cooking the fish. It's not a separate thing. She's not like sitting on the couch with a bowl of fish
Well,
eyes.
that's what I was saying. That's why I said I needed more information. Like, are you saying you just sit there and you like just eat them?
No.
Or is it like you throw, do you see my confusion though?
Yes,
Like,
yes,
I
get
think,
it.
I think you're
Okay.
still pissed off about the whole Hobbit thing.
I am.
You're
about-
jacked up and I need you to crank it down a few notches. Seriously.
I got thrown off with the fish eyes, okay?
You're thrown
threw
off
me
with the
off.
fish eyes. I don't
Do
even
they
know how that was
taste
an
like
option.
something? Do they have a flavor?
Not really. They taste like whatever you season the fish with. It's just more of a texture thing.
So they're like the little boba things. Is that what they're called? The little tea things?
Did you just compare fish eyes to boba?
Texture.
What in the crap sticks is happening over there?
You know what? Erica, ask your question. Next question.
What texture does a fish eye have?
I was curious.
That's my question. What the hell texture is
Um,
that?
Like, you know, like tendon, like when you that like in chicken, that white part that's kind of soft,
Yes.
but yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay, you need to calm down over there, Chelsea. You asked the question. So, rein it in over there, hot stuff.
You know how quick it is to get me to stop eating something, bite into some tendon.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
That is
Okay,
so,
I'm going to move on
that's
to another
awesome.
question. You're out of control. I'm doing that. Okay, so what character out of your book series would you want to be?
Her name is Kira, and she's from a book I wrote called Elias the Wicked. And that's because she is who I am, who I would be if I wasn't so like introverted and awkward. Yeah.
That's awesome. Then when you wrote her, did you think that, or did you?
I definitely, yeah.
Okay, what about any other book? What person would you want to be? If you could pick any book and you could pick a character, but as Chelsea likes to say, because I stole this question from her, you have to live the life that character lived in the book. You don't just get to be the character, you have to go through their journey too.
One of my books?
No.
any book.
Any book?
Any book.
I see, because I like historical books, and sometimes they are like historical war, but there's a Tessa Dare book, and I like the personality of the Duke in the book, so I wouldn't mind being her, because he's really, satirical, quirky, and that's what I would be attracted to, and yeah.
Very, very cool. I haven't read
like
said,
it.
but what is the name of the book?
It's Tessa Dare, and it's the Duchess Wager, I think, or something like that. I'm gonna have to look it up, but it's a part of a series, and it's one of her best books ever.
That's very cool. We've been drinking, so you won't be held to remembering the title. That's how I'm going to do it.
Just
for you.
email it.
Okay, Chelsea, are you prepared to ask another question you may not like the answer to?
I mean, I don't feel like no is an adequate answer, but it's what I feel. But yes, I have one. So building off of the stolen question, what character would you be friends with out of any book?
There's this book called Under a Scarlet Sky, I think that's what it's called. And the main character, I mean, granted, this is during like World War II, so I wouldn't want to be his friend in World War II, but the main character, Pino, I really love that book, and he lived like a really interesting life, and I don't. So
I don't know. Well, we've gotten to know you.
I mean, I feel like you have a very interesting
I love this. This is this category. How many books have you written? 13. I read 100 books a year and don't have an interesting life. Who are you? I don't know what the level of expectation.
I don't feel like you appreciate yourself like you should.
Yeah, seriously. Because I'm like, I found a book I'm most of the way through. This is the book I was able to pick up this year. And she's like, oh, I try to read 100 books. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, that's so ridiculous. Do you have audiobooks for your books?
2 books. I have an audiobook. I'm still new to the audiobook like whole thing. I didn't realize so many people listen to them.
Oh,
and yeah. There are a few more that I'm hoping to put on audiobook before the end of February.
In a month, there's a few more you're hoping to put on audiobooks?
Because I have some that I already like prepping to go over to audio. So if everything finishes with all like the voice actors and everything, hopefully I can have them out by March.
Okay, yeah, and this is somebody who doesn't have an exciting life. Whatever. What the ever? Seriously.
I wish I had something to throw. I want to do one of the dramatic exits where it's like, you know what? And just like you storm off.
Oh, it's your turn to ask a question. You can't storm off.
My turn? What is your guilty pleasure?
apparently chocolate. I'm just saying on Netflix.
Yeah,
You don't get to use that answer. That's not, no, I just gave you that answer. You have to do a different answer.
I don't know if this is a guilt, like,
In anything, whether it's a
yeah,
guilty pleasure book or movie or an activity that you do by yourself or like anything.
Hey, keep some of those.
No, not like that. No, wait, no.
You know what, Chelsea? I think I might have to stop you from asking questions tonight. Where the hell are you going with these?
So my friend Kate, like she goes skydiving by herself, but like she doesn't tell anybody except for me when she sends me videos of her screaming as she's skydiving. So like I meant like that. I don't mean like personal things.
I apologize for the inappropriate use of my co-host this evening.
It's okay.
I'm just gonna take another drink.
I like sitting in my car and watching people while eating these like Lindt chocolate balls, but specifically it's milk chocolate and sea salt. And I eat way too many, but.
And people watch.
Yes.
I love people watching. I get my best story ideas from watching people.
Yeah.
I do write humorous erotica, but I write horror stories, and most of my ideas are horror stories when people watch, because I watch a situation and I go, how could this go really wrong?
Yeah.
The notes in my phone. I have several friends I've already set up to be like, take my books and take my stories to the police department when I'm arrested, because it's going to end badly when they search my internet history.
Do you ever people watch and they get too far into it? Like I went to the mall one time and like I'm watching this couple and they're like clearly arguing, right? So I'm making up the story in my mind, but they don't leave like normal people watching does. They stay there, and I find myself sitting in the mall an hour and a half later, still staring at them like a total creeper, not realizing I had done it.
Yeah, I definitely do that. I create their entire story. Even if it's like, I remember there was this couple, they looked like they were on their first date. And for me, like I just created their entire story as I was sitting there. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Well,
and did you write that story?
Not specifically, but there were elements of it. So like I struggle with like what to put between dialogue. And so I watch people for their more natural movements and, you know, what shy looks like instead of putting shy, you know, kind of thing. And
you have to look for what shy looks like after everything you've told us this evening.
And other people, well, because you know, there's like the typical shy, but like this guy, he would like grab underneath the chair, like the side that she couldn't see, he'd hold underneath the chair. And if he's not holding it, his hands would shake. And that's not something I think I would just think of.
That is adorable.
Yeah.
That's absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
Unless he's like trying to restrain himself from stabbing somebody. And then it gets weird. It's the whole font thing. Like, you know, like everything's cute if you have the wrong font. Yeah.
But then that's kind of like the horror story.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that's a book that I would write is what he's actually holding is a knife under the chair and just waiting for the opportunity to
has a gun in the waistband. He's just waiting for her to turn to grab it. Yeah. And now my writing's dark.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You ever suffer from writer's block?
Technically, but this isn't something that's popular, but if I find that I cannot continue a story, I feel like it's because it's not supposed to be written and I get rid of it and start over.
Like actually get rid of it? Like you're 3/4 of the way done and you ditch it, or like you did a chapter?
I've done that, like, but it worked. So there's one book that I was writing and I could not get the character's voice no matter how much I wrote. And I got to 50-something thousand words and it just didn't work. So I scrapped it and started over.
When you say scrapped it, we do need to understand, are you literally deleting the story?
I don't delete it.
A story graveyard.
Yeah, basically I put it aside and start over from like without looking at it and do it
So you
again.
put it in your what the fuck folder and then
Yes.
you try it again.
Yes.
Okay.
You just panicked, both of us. We're like, you throw it away. What are you thinking? Fish eyes throwing away books? Like, who is this person?
Yeah, you can't do that. You can use them for other things. You can fix it. Calm down.
Give us the books. We'll fix it. I'm just kidding. That would be hysterical, actually. Don't give us your books. That's a terrible thing.
It might get really weird.
It can't get any weirder than this particular episode. I don't even know what the hell's happening. It's like a weird voodoo thing is happening. Okay, CR, what's the next question? Please have something that elevates us out of the path we're going on right now.
I don't think I do, but what is something that you look forward to on your bucket list?
I really, really, really want to go to Fiji. Like, really
Okay.
want to go to Fiji. Yeah. See, that's
Why do you
normal.
really, really want to go to
Balance.
Fiji?
Because the water, it's beautiful. I want to see what that looks like, that plate glass kind of.
Have you ever been to Belize?
Mm-mm.
Same water.
That's another place actually I want to go. Yeah.
It's beautiful. You absolutely should. I've been like 3 times now. It's amazing. See, balanced it out.
See,
I was
normal.
going to go left here shortly. Have you done a lot of traveling?
Not internationally, mostly domestically, and I want to because I was born outside the US. I kind of want to live more outside the US, and that was supposed to happen a couple years ago. And I don't know if maybe the universe was like, no. So I've been here.
I think a lot of people think the universe was like, WTF, you stay in your box. You know, I thought it was because I planned a trip to Ireland, because I planned the trip to Ireland and then COVID hit.
Mhm.
And
The same thing.
I was like, okay, so it didn't. And then, you know, we had the Delta variant, and not that it's gone anywhere. I'm not making light of it, but it seemed like it was easing down a
Yeah.
little bit. So then I planned another trip to Ireland, and Omni hit, and I was like, okay, that's it. I'm not planning any more trips to Ireland. I'm just not doing it because apparently I shouldn't do it. It's funny because my friends compare this to the band Blue October. Every time I bought tickets to their concert, the lead singer or one of the band members gets injured at the concert right before the concert I'm supposed to. I'm not kidding. This has happened 3 times in a row. 2 of the times I bought the ticket, and then another time a friend of mine bought tickets for me because she thought she could get, because I said, nope, I'm not going to bother going. I'm not. The lead singer fell off a stage. Another person broke their arm. So I was like, okay, I'm not going. Apparently I'm the Achilles heel of the band Blue October, and just didn't know that. And so a friend of mine was like, this can't be a thing. So she bought a ticket to a concert where they were playing like one of those group concerts. No lie. Right before the lead singer hurt himself again. And she didn't even tell me the ticket. She was just like, hey, let's hang out this day. I didn't think about it. And she's like, I just need to tell you this. Like, I bought tickets for this, and then he hurt himself. I'm like, don't do that. For whatever reason, cosmically, I'm the lead singer of Blue October. It's like, if I buy a ticket to his concert, he could die the next time. I'm just not even gonna bother. It's weird. So no more tickets to Ireland. Got it. Planet Earth.
Good, because I would try. We planned one. We did the same thing right before COVID hit. We had planned one. We actually came back on the cruise, the last cruise before they shut them all down. And we had planned a trip for Ireland beforehand. And then they said the whole COVID thing. And I was like, no, absolutely not. I've waited years for this. And then same thing. I planned it again. I don't care what the hell is going to happen. I'm going. Like, I will row myself there if I have to, but I am going.
I want to see you row yourself there.
I mean, I've seen a map. Like, it's not going to be great. I will have the beastliest arms in the universe, but I will get there.
Okay, Popeye the Sailor Man. That'll happen. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Okay, you got another question now, Chels.
What is the dumbest thing you've ever done? Like the thing that you still look back on today and are just like, oh my gosh.
Date a specific person. That's
Oh, hashtag true story right there. All of us, hashtag true story. That's the true story. That's
It's a rite of passage. I feel like everybody has a checklist and it's a rite of passage and you just like check them off as you go through your life to get to the next level. It's like a video game. You got to do certain tasks before you can hit it.
We were talking to an author the other day on the podcast and she's like, yeah, my next book's called Date with a Demon. And I'm like, so it's my life story. Okay, cool. Cool, that's coming out as a book. Everybody pay attention for it.
I literally have it written down right here.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be my life story right there. It's Date with a Demon. Okay, so what is the next book that you have coming out?
It's called Breaking the Code. It comes out March 7th, and it's the last book in a series called Boys of Chapel Hill, and I don't know how to say what it's about without giving away what it's about, but basically it's a guy and he falls for his friend's, best friend's sister, and it doesn't really end well. I mean, it's still gonna be romance, but like it wasn't like the best time for them to try to get together. And
well, that sounds awesome. And it's the last one in the series and it comes out March 7th?
Yes.
Okay, Chelsea, I'm going to allow you the absolute final question.
Why would you do that? I always miss up the final question.
I know you do. That's why I do it.
All right. If you found $1 million and nobody else was around, what would you do with it?
I would keep it.
I love it.
I have student loans. I am a struggling artist. That would be my $1 million. Yeah.
That would be
like
planet
it.
Earth going, Kay Alex, you deserve this one.
Right.
By the way, don't book a trip.
I screwed
with
up your
Chelsea
trip.
or Erica
There's
to
$1
go
million.
out. Yes, that's what that would be. Do not book with Chelsea or Erica to go anywhere or go see Blue October because your life will be over.
Do send us pictures. That doesn't count. That doesn't bother the universe.
No, it doesn't. You can send us pictures from your amazing trips to Fiji, Maldives, but don't invite us.
Absolutely.
Apparently we're jinxes. Okay. Well, tell everybody how to find you on social media and how to find your books.
The easiest place to find me is kalexwalker.com, which is my website where I have my books, my blog, and I talk about my life. I am also on Instagram at kalexwrites and Facebook at facebook.com/Miss KAlexWalker. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. You have been such a fun guest. Thank you for being on the podcast with us.
Thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
Like fun. You've learned what not to do. We're great examples because we can be used as a bad example. Okay. Now I'm going to try to say this without being inappropriate.
I'm going to prepare myself.
Prepare yourself mentally for this. Okay. I got to thank our sponsors, Skunk Brothers Spirits. I was drinking their Sweet 45 cherry cordial tonight. It's amazing. I did drink it straight and it's very, very good, but I also put it in cherry limeade because I'm an adult. Not at all. But this has been Drinking with Authors Literary Briefs, mostly appropriate things. And I think a lot of people have learned things about us tonight, Chelsea, on what not to do. So see our right.
One thing.
Fish eyes. That's all I have to say to you, my friend. Fish eyes. So I have been your host, Erica Lance. My co-hosts have been C.R. Rice, and our amazing and totally fun guest who has put up with us for the last half an hour has been Kay Alex Walker. And we will see you guys next time.